What is up, guys? Water Zero here with my F1XL Season 8 highlights of Monaco, and what a race to make my return to making videos. I can tell you this has been one of the most fantastic races of my F1XL career. Two brilliant moves. Daz didn't like one of them, but you know, what will be will be. And there's going to be a few videos like that where you don't know why a car is in the wall. Anyway, these are the qualifying positions. I am currently in P6, but as you can see, Daniel Kvyat's there, which means a driver has dropped out. Therefore, I move up a position. So I am on the right-hand side of the race. It is exactly where I want to be. I really wanted to start on the right-hand side. Got the inside line to turn 1, which is where I wanted to be. Nice and strong position, and I really am enjoying being back. This is fantastic. Anyway, you can see I'm going to go for a one-stop strategy, and I will reduce the fuel in my car. Safety cars are going to happen. It is even before the start of the race, I knew safety cars were going to happen. But the lights are coming on. We are getting ready to start the Monaco Grand Prix for Season 8 for League 3, and I have got a pretty decent start. Nick slows down a little bit to stop probably hitting Conte, but it means I get a position up. I do have a little look at see if I can overtake Conte, but it's just not going to work. So I said safety cars were definitely going to happen, and here we are. We are getting one on lap 2, and I'm going to go for a really crazy strategy. Some people have called me nutter for this, and I completely agree with them, because if this didn't work out, I would have probably shot myself. But here we are. We're going into the pits. We're going on for another set of super soft tyres, and this could really work against us if we're not careful. It brings us out in 8th position, which is just behind Slick Bunny and just ahead of goals. And the safety car is in this lap, and I've tried holding goals up a little bit to give myself a massive run at Slick Bunny, but then whoever was in first had the same idea and really held up the rest of the grid in front, and goals didn't really. I wanted a bit of breathing room behind, just in case I'd made a mistake. You know, following in dirty hair is a really bad thing around this track, because you lose a lot of time. You know, tyre wear, everything comes into play. It doesn't really work, but I chased down Slick Bunny, and it's quite an interesting battle to start with, because he's not on the same pace level as me around this track, and it's difficult to make an overtaking manoeuvre. This is one of the hardest tracks to do anything on when you're following someone, and a lot of people will agree with me on that, and it's brilliant. You know, I love being able to make overtakes, and you can see the speed difference. We're on the same tyre, but I do eventually get to overtake him as he hits the wall around the swimming pool, and I remember exactly what he says here is, "I'm pulling over, I don't want to get involved in this." But Slow Dog is in front of him. He's second in the championship. He's got loads of points, and he's on the soft tyres. It's a really odd strategy for someone to be on around Monaco, but he's P6, it's doing well for him. You know, a lot of incidents have helped him out, but at this moment, you know, we started off with 16 drivers and we're now on 14, so we've lost 2 drivers already. But I'm going to follow Slow Dog around these corners. It is lap 9, and I've got to get past this slow moving car, because the leading pack is getting away, and with Slow Dog on the slower tyre, I've got to make a move stick here, and it's got to be perfect, and it is. I don't know how I've done it, but Slow Dog doesn't give up much of a fight, but he can't really. And I've made the move stick, so Nick is next in my sights. Let's see what I can do. He's being held up, and I've just clipped my wing. That's not going to help me. Up to the back end of Nick, with Demonic Gaming just in front of him, and Conte just in front of him, and it's another safety car. I was definitely thinking about pitting for a pair of soft tyres there to take me through to the end of the race. Whether it will work or not, I don't know. Well, we would never know now. But it's lap 13. I've stuck out on the super soft tyres, and not very many people have pitted yet. I'm the only one. I'm the freshest tyre person on the track in the leading pack. So slowing up a little bit, and I'm going to go for the same move as I did before, and it looks to have worked. Nick has gone around the Rascas now, and I am onto the start-finish straight. There's no DRS at the moment, remember. Daz is currently leading the way, and let's see where I can go. I know I can take these tyres a little while longer to go on to the ultra softs towards the end of the race. But Nick is my sights. Let's see what I can do. Let's see where and how I can overtake him if I can. It's one of the difficult tracks. I am currently P4. Everyone knows it is very difficult to overtake on this track, and it's getting to lap 15 now. I'm slowly catching Nick, and I've just clipped the wall. I'm so lucky that I didn't destroy myself there, as that could have been game over to what at the moment P3 is a very good position for me, especially as I've taken a different strategy, to say the least. Nick is sticking out, and this is a very dodgy moment for me. This wastes a good 12 seconds of my time, as you can see I get lag, and all of a sudden there is a Red Bull next to me, which I have at the moment have no control over my. At this point I do, but then here the game kind of remembers what you've pressed, and then all of a sudden goals is behind me again. This is what happens when people leave lobbies. It's incredible. Cody's really need to sort something out. Anyway, a bit further on that lap, I chase down Slow Dog really quickly, and he does a very gentleman thing and just pulls over for me, which is very nice of him. His teammate might not be so happy with him later on. Anyway, I'm currently P1. I've got Daz behind me, and he's been behind me for about 4 laps, and he's made a stop. He's gone onto the super soft. He was originally an ultra soft, and I just make it nearly impossible for him to overtake. It's one of the there's this thing on the site called the Tazo train. I've got the water wagon, and I've managed to hold him up brilliantly. You can see my front wings are in a bit of a state, but I just wanted to make sure I get to the lap I needed to get to on the ultra, so I could pit and get onto the ultra softs. And at this point, I wasn't really thinking of a podium. I was thinking P4 if I'm lucky. I wanted a podium, but I thought it's not going to happen, so I don't pit. I hold him up again for a little bit longer, but it's not. It's difficult to overtake. So he's going to be a bit seething because I'm not letting him overtake. But this is lap 28, and he's been behind me for a little bit longer now. He's from what I spoke to him after the race, he damaged his wing following me, but it's difficult. You know, everyone knows how difficult Monaco is to overtake. So unfortunately, I'm making his life hell, because I need to do what I need to do to get to my pit stop time, or my pit stop lap, and to get the ultra soft to make me as fast as possible at the end of the race. I've got Slow Dog in P3 and Nick in P4, and I've unfortunately picked up 6 seconds worth of penalties, so I've got, whatever I do, I've got to do to the best of my ability. So I'm putting on ultra softs, and I'm going to change my front wing as well. It needs to be done. The Red Bull is going to be able to overtake me because he is not changing his front wing. So Slow Dog's gone in front of me again. I am now P5. I will do what I can, but I probably will be able to overtake. Won't be able to overtake Slow Dog unless this happens. I turn around the corner and he's into the Armco barrier, and there is my teammate. I don't know what happened there. I unfortunately wasn't able to see it, so I was not able to give any video evidence to support Slow Dog or Snake-O, I don't know. But at this point, I am putting lap after lap, and here is RB26, who recently has been demoted, unfortunately, from League 2. He's now in League 3. He's a very good driver, but I am coming up to lap him, and he does a gentlemanly thing, lets me through, and I am, at this point, I am putting fastest lap. I did 3 fastest laps in a row, and I was really pushing. There's Conte in front, who is... I'm racing for position, but he's struggling for tyre wear at the moment. His tyres are basically at the cliff. He's sliding around. He said to me after the race that it was difficult, and he had to pit. And I heard him. I wasn't in game chat at this point. My mic wasn't working for some unknown reason, and I followed him around, and you could just see how quickly I was catching him. Not only because I was on the faster tyre, it was just because he was that bad with the tyres. Unfortunately, he'd been on these for quite a while, from what I remember. But it's difficult to follow someone around Monaco. I know I've said this a few times already. It is so difficult to follow. But I make it that I do it, and it must be about here. I hear him say he's going into the pits, and I kind of back out of the move because I don't want to cause any. At this point, I thought I had to get past him, but then as soon as I heard that, I was like, well, I'll just stay back a little bit. If he's going into the pits, then I'm going to do the smart thing and not cause an incident, and wait for him to go into the pits, grab his DRS, which is the best thing I could do, because then I could start chasing down, and I didn't think this would happen. I was chasing down Daz and Nick for the lead of the race. They're already at the end of the first corner. It's lap 34, lap 35 now, and it's now lap 37, and I am right up their exhaust pipes. Nick is just holding back. Daz has got penalties, Nick doesn't. So Nick is holding back, not going to make a move, but he's also now must be realising I'm on a massive charge. It's going to be difficult for him. I do make a slight contact to Nick there. It's a little bit slower. Daz gets away. So now Nick has got two fronts to battle on, and it's going to be difficult for him. But this is coming up into one of the best moves I've ever done in my life. I've managed to get the DRS perfect, and Nick is too busy worrying about me that he does miss his braking point a little bit. So does Daz. They both go wide. I've got to make the move. I've got Nick down, and Daz squeezes me a little bit there, comes over to me again, but I just hold my racing line. I know Daz has put in a ticket against me for that. I personally don't think it's too aggressive. Daz sees otherwise. I'll let you guys decide. You can all see any kind of angle you want. You've got Nick's, Daz's and mine to see, if you want to make your own mind up on that. And we will wait until the ticket team does their verdict on that to see what happens. Anyway, it is lap 39. I've got a 6-second penalty, but at this time I have managed to create a 9-second gap, which means my 6-second penalty has been absorbed, and I have finally won the Monaco Grand Prix. Get in! That is fantastic. I'm over the moon with this. You'll see proper standings on my next video as to how the league is looking, but for now I will leave you with the final standings of the Monaco Grand Prix. But for now, good night.